us started then because we have a busy day. And you guys, I know, are ready for vacation. But we are so happy that you are here with us today and that you have joined us for our second session here of ELD strategies for math class. So we're going to jump in and get started right away and just do our few housekeeping things right up front. So we would love to have you rename yourself with your name and your district so that we can kind of get an idea of who is here. We know there's a good Barstow contingent today. If you don't remember how to do that, just find your picture in the mass of pictures there, or your screen, and in the upper right hand corner there's three little dots, or I call them the jelly beans. If you click on those, then you'll get a drop down menu, and one of them says rename, one of those options there. So you can just rename yourself with your name and then your district or your school site or whatever. That would be great. That just kind of gives us a little connection there. So we know that we're all working from home. Oh, I see a few people who appear to actually be in an office or at school site. So maybe there are a few people that have that kind of nice separation between home and work happening for them. Lucky you. If not, we know that there's stuff that's going on. You know, we all have pets, we have kids, we have other things that are going on. The gardener shows up with his, fan blowing right by your window. Don't worry about it. We're relaxed about it. So, just we're going to continue and move right through it. Okay. So the other thing we ask is there is a reaction button on your toolbar. If you hear something that you like, you want to respond to, you want to put something in the chat, please feel free to do that. We're a small enough group that we can kind of just talk through things today together. We do ask, if you are not speaking, if you wouldn't mind muting yourself so that we don't get too much background noise. And whoopsies, sorry, didn't mean to do that, just flipped by us. So, just want to introduce ourselves as we're starting out today. My name is Denise Kate Starnell, and I am a curriculum coordinator for pre-K-8 mathematics with San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools. And my colleague here, hi.
Hi.
Mary Hyder, and she is also a curriculum coordinator with the multilingual education. So she's kind of our EL expert and is going to help us through a lot of those things today as we continue on. And so we're just going to share some strategies that we've been playing with, some things that have been working for us. And we hope that you will enjoy working with us this afternoon. So we're actually going to do a quick strategy in the chat box called a waterfall. And in this strategy, the teacher is going to provide a prompt and then give a little bit of think time. And the students are going to type their responses into the chat, but they are not going to press enter or return until the signal. Okay, so we are going to just jump right in here. And we're going to try this out. So I'm going to share with you a notice and wonder. So I want you just to think, what do you notice? Kind of what do you see in this picture here? And I'm going to ask you and give you about 30 seconds to put something into the chat box. But remember, I've got my little icon down in the corner that shows the waterfall. I don't want you to press enter or return until I give you the signal. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 30 seconds starting right now. Okay, in 1, 2, 3, press enter. Oh, okay, so working great. I can see a bunch of answers coming across all at once. I love seeing that. It's kind of fun. Okay, people are saying my eyes automatically go to that giant yellow duck. Yes, okay. There's people looking at the duck that's floating on the water. There is a body of water. Yeah, that duck is huge. The big yellow duck really kind of takes over this this picture, doesn't it? We've got lots of water. We've got lots of duck. Okay, so that's really going on. So now I want you to think again. And we're going to waterfall this one more time so that we get an opportunity. My picture is not wanting to work there. So now I want to know, what do you wonder? Or what does it make you think about or want to know? And we're going to waterfall this again. So again, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to formulate your question and type it into the chat box. Remember, don't press enter because we've got our waterfall there. That's okay. I know I keep doing it when I try and get another line. Okay, 1, 2, 3, enter. Oh, we've got lots of great questions there. Where is this? Okay, what type of event are they having? Why is there a giant duck? Okay, what's its purpose? Where did they get it? Can we climb on the duck? What's the duck made of? Wow, what's the significance of the giant duck? We've got so many questions here. Why is there a huge duck? Why is there a big rubber ducky in the middle of a lake? I love that question. Okay. Oh, how long has the duck been there? Who is it? Can we ride on the duck? Wow. We have a ton of different questions, don't we? All kind of thinking about what this is, just getting us to start contemplating. Oh, I have somebody saying, I wonder where this is and can I visit? I like that. So all kinds of great questions, just getting us thinking about this one picture. And we can connect this. We could connect this one to math. I kind of tried to keep it a little bit ambiguous since not everybody here maybe is a mathophile, but we could think about what were some math ideas we might have about this one as well. So I could do something like this, where I might connect to fractions, or I can take any kind of picture that I want to use that might have some connection to real life to get students noticing and thinking about different concepts and ideas that we might think about how we could talk about mathematically. Even if we were talking about some of your questions, could we think about them mathematically? Where is this duck? Could we measure the mileage to how far would it take us to get there, or how much time it might take us to get there? If one person asked, can we ride on the duck? We might be thinking about, how much weight could that duck carry? Could a number of people ride on that duck? And those would all start us to start thinking about how we could think about this situation mathematically and continue to go on with that. So this is a fun strategy to think about using, and just using that notice and wonder, but as just to get kids thinking and curious about what we might see with math. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rosemary. I don't know what's happening. My slides are moving on their own.
I think it's 2 days before break and things are going to happen. Well, so as we're talking about instruction and how we can scaffold instruction for your EL students, we wanted to share the California English Learner Roadmap. Now this is a comprehensive policy that's covering all aspects of English learners, um, education from curriculum to school and classroom climate, culture, instruction, system supports, and also ties in professional development. There's leadership, assessment, as well as parent and community engagement, and ties in system alignment and articulation as well. So we did put this in the drive for you. And I think, Denise, we didn't put the link to the drive yet. So Denise is going to help us with that right now and put it in the chat for you so you have the link to all the resources. Now, this is intended as an aspirational policy. So it's not expected that any classroom, school, district fully implements the roadmap all at once. So there's a full day training on that that's coming up. I think it's in January. But as you can check on our OMS, it's there for you, just like how you registered for math. And again, it's not something to take all at once, but take from it, learn from it. We're only going to go into some pieces today. So there are 4 interrelated principles, as you can see. The principles support the vision and provide foundation for California English Learner Roadmap. These principles are intended to guide approaches to teaching and learning to create a powerful, effective education for our English learners. So the principles are research and values-based and build upon the California ELA, ELD framework and other state policy and guidance document. And as interpreted by elementary school teachers, remember, teachers did create this document, and it was not intended to be used as an evaluative tool, but as a reflective tool on how we can better serve our students. So you can see how the principles are broken into 4 principles. One is principle 1, which is I'm tongue-tied. Assets oriented and needs responsive. Principle 2, see there's intellectual quality of instruction and meaningful access. Principle 3 is systems condition that supports effectiveness. And principle 4 is alignment and articulation within and across systems. So on the next slide here, we have a screenshot of principle 2, which relates to our focus today on math instruction and providing students with meaningful access. And we wanted you to think about your classroom and you as an educator. Where would you place yourself as you think about instruction, especially with distance learning now? We want you to just stay focused on the scaffolds that you're providing. Take a look at the first one, for example, if you can see it on the screen. I know it's the screenshot, but a variety of graduated academic sentence frames and starters are evident as supports and scaffolding in my classroom. So is that something I intentionally plan for, or is it something that I want to bring into my practice? So this is on page 24, I'm sorry, page 26 of your elementary school teacher toolkit that's in your drive. I think Denise did put the link in there. So on the next slide are some questions for you to think about with your colleagues for some reflection time. So just please share with each other. There you go. What your successes and challenges are with scaffolding instruction. When we and then when we come back, we can have the facilitator. So the facilitator, as you introduce each other, is going to be the person with the birthday that's closest to today. And facilitator, when we all come back, you're just going to put 1 or 2 things from your discussion about what stood out, something that really stood out and that we could all benefit from hearing.
Hey, I'm apologizing because my computer has a mind of its own at the moment. And I do not know what is going on. It is making its own decisions. So right now, I need to stop my share for 1 second because breakout rooms are not showing up.
It sure isn't. I was looking forward to it.
There we are. Okay. For some reason,
Now we get to see everyone.
I know. So I'm going to send you to breakout rooms for 4 minutes starting now.
Hey, Melanie's on.
Hi, Melanie. Okay. Oh my goodness. I seriously do not know what is going on.
Now I see breakout rooms.
It was
It popped up.
behind everything else. I don't know why. It's because I'm not sharing anymore. If I share my screen, let me try to share my screen.
Because I didn't have the option to send people to breakout rooms. Now I see it.
Now I've got it up here. So
And
hopefully
we still have Carolyn.
Carolyn, did you not get an invite to a breakout room? Oh, there's Kimberly. Carolyn, you're on mute if you wanted us to move you to a breakout room.
And Kim.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi.
You got kicked out. What room were you in?
You were sending me to room 6.
Room 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't know if they won't come on if I'm sharing my screen. The breakout rooms.
Oh,
I don't know.
No, but I should have had it. It just popped up right now.
Do you have it on yours?
Now I do.
You have breakout rooms.
I do now, but when we were sending them and I looked really quickly at the bottom, it wasn't there. I just had reactions, and now breakout rooms is right before it.
Oh, okay. Well,
it just popped up right now when I finished talking on the last slide.
click on your breakout room.
Okay.
tab. Does it just say join?
Yeah, for right now, it just
okay. So
join.
it's not breakout rooms. It's just joining.
Oh, it's joining, so I can't create them right now. That's why.
But here, let me make you the host. I'm going to make you the host.
Okay, because the next one you'll be on screen.
Then now you can create breakout rooms. And if you would make me the co-host so that I can see other stuff and that I can keep sharing.
Okay. Make co-host. Okay.
Okay.
I think we're doing okay on time.
We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds left.
Okay. And it's 3:20, so we're about 40 minutes in.
Well, actually about 20 minutes in.
Oh, no, I mean, sorry, 40 minutes to go.
Say, okay.
Let me take a drink. I need Krista's glass later.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
So you're going to have to, if you want to, actually, if you want to go into breakout rooms and give them the 1 minute warning and then close them out, you can.
Okay. Let's see, in progress. So they've been in there for 4 minutes now.
They've been in there for 3 minutes.
3? Okay, it's showing 4:22.
Oh, well then close them out.
Close them?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, you can, yeah.
Okay, let me close all the rooms, and Connie just entered. Oh, so now it's counting down.
Yeah, now to count down. Here, let me let Connie in.
Oh, okay, I got her.
Okay. Louie, be quiet.
Hi, Connie.
Hi, sorry. Oh, am I on? Sorry,
Yeah,
I was.
you're fine. They're in breakout rooms right now.
I saw that. I was in a meeting with a teacher doing support. It started at 1 and I just looked at the clock like, I gotta go. Holy cow. But it was fun. I love it when they reach out and you're having so much fun. Time flies, right?
Yeah. You have a huge group here, I think Margie said.
Oh, good. It was so good last time. I'm like, I gotta go.
Okay.
Hey, Melanie.
Hi. I heard you guys say hi as I was going to the other room. It was like, no.
It's like, oh, wait. Or then they call you back and you're all saying goodbye.
Yeah. Like in Star Trek.
That beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Right now we have it. 2020.
All right. Okay.
You want to wrap up here?
Yes. So facilitators, if you can put in the chat. Oh, can you? Sorry, Miss Silius, we are just seeing your chat right now. Can you please post the link? Oh, for the drive? One more time, if we can put it in the chat. And then facilitators, if you can, or anyone else, put in the chat something you heard that would benefit for the whole group to hear, some successes of working with English learners during distance learning in math, and some challenges. There you go. Thank you from Albert. Successes use of visuals, yes, during distance learning, graphic organizers, previewing and reviewing books. Awesome. And challenges, oral production, having students talk with each other, non-responsive students. We've heard a lot about that too. And some of those were expressed at our network meetings, how it's affecting possible reclassification when they're not responding or having that opportunity to talk. Thank you. So please read along. It might not get to everyone. Breakout room 1. Joshua, thank you from Barstow. Sentence frames. Awesome that you guys are using sentence frames. Oh, they're not showing up. Yes. Thanks, Holly. And Maria, keeping them engaged. So hopefully today we'll give you some strategies to keep them engaged. Not wanting to go into small groups. Look how hard it is to get teachers into small groups, right? To breakout rooms, because we hesitate with that. And so I can understand that. I mean, I think it goes for adults as well. We sometimes see during presentations, half the group disappears, right? To say breakout rooms. So that anxiety, so bringing them out of that. Manipulatives, yes. Digital manipulatives, visuals. Awesome. Okay, Denise, I think we have some good suggestions in there and some things to go on.
Okay. All right. So we know when we talked last time that one of the strategies that comes across over and over again is vocabulary. We know that all of our kids need help with vocabulary, with math, so that they will begin to speak academically, right? But our ELs in particular need lots of support in this area. And this is a fantastic site. I actually I'm putting the link in the chat here for you so that you can go, whoops, I did not make it a live link. Let me try and do, well, you can copy it and put it in there. I don't know why it's not coming up live because I do want you to go to this site. It is graniteschools.org. And if you go to this page, you'll see that they have a page that is vocabulary cards for grades kinder through 8th grade, and then also for secondary math as well. So what I'm going to ask you to do, it looks fun like this, so you're going to just pick your particular grade level and pop in, and then you'll see that what they've done is created cards that they look like this one here. So they have the word on top. One section has the word and a picture, And then the final section has a word, a picture, and a definition. So you can use these to create all kinds of activities with your students, or to use on the math word wall, little matching games, a whole range of things that you could do with those that you would like to explore. So we're actually going to do one activity this afternoon really quickly. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to go to that site, and we're going to create a Frayer model. So many of you are probably familiar with this. This is a simple strategy that you can use. So I'm going to ask you to select a grade level word and then grab a piece of paper, and we're going to create a Frayer model to use. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to get your piece of paper, and you're just going to, I have a friend helping me to fold paper here. I'm just going to take my paper and fold it in half, okay? And then I'm going to fold it in half again so that I have my paper in fourths. Then on the corner where all the folds meet, I'm going to take that and I'm going to fold that corner down quite a bit so that I can create a box in the center. So when I open my page, you can kind of see, if I move it just right there, that you can see the top half. So I've created a square that's kind of rotated, and then I have 4 boxes around it so that it looks like the Frayer model that you see on the screen. So then we're going to label them. So in the top left-hand corner, I'd like you to label it definition. In the top right-hand corner, you can label it characteristics. In the bottom left-hand corner, examples. And in the bottom right-hand corner, non-examples. So what you're going to do is you're going to select a grade level word for yourself and create a Frayer model. So in the center, you'll write that word and maybe break it out into its syllables and maybe what they mean, what each means. Then write a definition, and you can take that definition right off of your off of the website. But then you're going to need to think about some of the characteristics of that, and maybe some examples and some non-examples. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to explore really quickly, visit that site, and create your Frayer model very quickly for that grade level word that you've selected.
Oh. No, I told you to test this thing.
you've got about a minute left to add those last few pieces in. I know that was really, really fast to go through, but today we're a little short on time, so we want to make sure we have enough time to do a couple of our other activities. So one of the ideas that we had for using this is now to send kids to breakout rooms, and there each participant can quiz their teammates using their Freyer model. So you might give examples or non-examples, and then see if the other students are able to come up with the vocabulary word. We've done this a number of times together, and it's really fun. Kids love doing it when you put it in a quiz format. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's sort of a game, then they kind of get excited. So that's a quick strategy that they could use with those vocabulary words. And those that site is like a gold mine. Check it out. There's a lot of other pieces on there too that can be really helpful. Some dual language, dual immersion things as well, so that there's a lot on there.
Yeah, and Denise, I did download one of the one to practice oral language in the drive. It was something called Mile a Minute. So if it's just an activity for them to get them talking during math. So it was just one of the ones that I downloaded. Yes.
Yes, so there's some great strategies on there. They've done a really nice job with that vocabulary piece there, so it's available for you. So in math class, students are being asked to use language very differently than they have done before, right? Of course, they're using vocabulary and context, right? But they are also being asked to give explanations, to extend discourse, to discuss complex problems and make conjectures. And so how do we create experiences in the classroom that support and invite students to participate in these type of interactions, so that we're building not only the math language, but we're building their oral, written, speaking and listening language skills as well. So you'll remember last time we talked about, and I cannot remember, it's called Understanding Language, the Language Literacy and Learning Center, I believe, in Stanford. This document is also in your folder as well for you to use. But they've created the mathematical language routines. These are not necessarily routines that are you won't see anywhere else. Some of them are things that have been adapted and moved and tweaked so that they will support our EL students very specifically. But a math language routine really refers to a structured, adaptable format that will amplify, assess, and help to develop students' language. And last time we talked about collect and display a little bit, which is kind of essentially number talks is a way we can use it. And we also talked about the 3 reads strategy. So today we're going to tackle 2 more routines and see what else we can learn about those and how we can use those in our classroom. So we're going to start today with stronger and clearer each time, or it's also called a successive pair share. So this strategy intends to provide a structured and interactive opportunity for students to revise and refine their ideas and their written verbal output. So pairs are going to be are going to borrow and use language, ideas, and justifications. Because they get to do that successive times, they have opportunities to make their responses stronger, often longer, has better justifications, more accurate examples in it, and it's clearer. They're using more precise language. They're able to link things together, make it more organized or more coherent. So to do this, we are going to create a little form for ourselves to use. So I need you to grab a piece of paper that you're going to use for this next activity. Just any piece of paper will work. And we're going to create a form that looks like this. Now, this form is actually in the folder. So when you work with students, you're welcome to use that one if you would like. But for today, we're just going to grab a piece of paper and use that. So what we're going to do is take just an 8.5, 11, or any size that you have piece of paper and fold it in half. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half on the short line of symmetry. So I'm going to make it a half size there. Now I'm going to open it back up. And in 1/2, I'm going to fold just that half so that I create 2 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to fold just that half. So essentially the top portion where it says first draft thinking, that's going to be the top half of my paper. The next chunk of my paper where it says share number 1 is going to be my 3/4. And then my share number 2 is going to be my 4/4. Okay, so go ahead and take a moment and create your paper. So at the top, it should say first draft. The second piece should say share number 1. And the bottom piece is going to be share number 2. And you're going to need this because we're going to do this activity. And so I want you to have an opportunity to actually try it out and see how it feels as if you were possibly a student. Okay, so let me give you just one more minute. We had somebody that just popped in. So you're going to need a blank sheet of paper, my friend who just came in, and separate it into these 3 chunks, right? All right, so stronger and clearer each time is going to look like this. There's actually 5 steps to do this particular routine. In step 1, the teacher gives a prompt. So we have a prompt that is given and students solve it. In step 2, students write their first draft, their first solution. So they're going to solve their problem using pictorial representations and words and explanation to share their strategy of how they solved it. In step 3, they're going to get an opportunity to share with a partner and get some feedback from their partner. Maybe ask some questions or form some questions. Then they get an opportunity to kind of make some adjustment, write a few ideas down on your form on that share number 1. Then on number 4, the 4th step, they are going to share with another partner. And this time they can repeat that over again. So they're going to share again, but this time you might say it differently. You might have thought about it a little differently after you shared with your partner and got some feedback. So you can actually repeat this 4th step or the 3rd step multiple times so that students have an opportunity to share multiple times to get different feedback. And then finally, students are going to come back and they're going to produce a second draft that should be stronger and clearer than their first, because they've had several opportunities to talk about it. Okay, so we're going to try and step this out. It can work in groups like this, but we're going to, how long do I envision this activity for students? So that's a really good question. It's probably going to take us about 15 minutes to do the whole activity with breakout rooms and everything. But remember, we're explaining each step as we go and doing it in maybe in a slightly different way than we would do with students. So I would suspect that the first time you did it with students might take 15 or 20 minutes. However, remember, when we use a routine, as its name, implies, we're going to do it regularly over and over. We're going to get better at that too, right? So you'll be able to do that routine more quickly. Students will know what's expected of them in a stronger and clearer, or in a successive pair share, if you want to call it that. So they'll get faster at it, so that it shouldn't take them too much longer than 5-7 minutes to complete that routine, even once we have prepared. So here's the first piece we're going to do. We're going to do our first draft. So you're going to have some think time and some write time. Here's our problem. Cindy had a party. She invited 2 guests. Her guests each invited 4 guests. Each of those guests then invited 3 guests. How many people were at Cindy's party? Explain how you determined your solution. Now, I want you to think of this in terms of what kind, if maybe I'm a 4th grade teacher and we were doing this, what strategies would my 4th grader have to solve this? If I was a 2nd grade teacher, what strategies might my 2nd grader have to solve this? So we know that as adults, you would be able to solve it, but kind of think about how that would be. And we're going to use representations, diagrams, words, equations, okay, to think about how to solve this problem. I'm going to give you about 1.5 minutes to think about how you'd solve it. Okay, so whatever you've got, if you finished, fantastic. If you haven't quite finished, that's okay. So we're going to actually now get a chance to do the next piece. So you're going to be together with another partner to do your pair share. And then you're going to jot 1 or 2 words down before you switch partners, okay? 1 or 2 words maybe that you think of as you're explaining it, maybe some words that maybe your partner shared as they're talking about that. And then you'll have an opportunity to jot those down and think about that. Because we're in a large group, we're going to go into breakout rooms that have 4 participants each. So when you get into your breakout room, you're going to number off 1 through 4. And we're going to just do it the same way we did earlier. We're going to go alphabetical order by our first name. So my name's Denise. I would be number 1 if I was in the group with Rosemary, because her name comes later in the alphabet, right? Number 1, you're going to be an observer for this first round. Your job is to provide feedback, okay, to the 2 students. Number 2, you're going to be student A. That means you're going to share first. Number 3, you're going to be student B. You're going to share second. And number 4, you're going to be the coach. So your job is to coach those students to do their job by asking them questions. You're going to have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. Okay. Then you're going to switch roles. So now if you were a student, you become an observer or a coach. If you were the observer, you become student A. And if you were the coach, you become student B. All right? Does that make sense? And then you'll have 2.5 minutes to share. So essentially, you're getting 1 pair share in your group of 4. Yes? Any questions before we go into that? I know that's just a tiny bit complicated. Sure, the prompt was here. Cindy had a party. She invited 2 guests. Her guests each invited 4 guests. Each of those guests then invited 3 guests. How many people were at Cindy's party? Okay, and explain your solution. All right, Rosemary is going to pop us into groups. I'm going to give you, I will broadcast when you should switch groups. All right, but go ahead and work as quickly as you can to do your pair share. Thanks, Rosemary. Go ahead and send them into groups.
All right. I think some may have 5. I put 4 to 5 just in case.
No problem.
Yeah.
We'll do the best we can.
Let's see. We have, oh,
We got a number of people still out.
yeah, let me see.
These 3 or 4 can just be in a group together.
So you have Norma, did you get an invite, or Darcy? Oh, I think one got one.
Okay.
The others, not yet. Angelica jumped on too. She said, I don't have a link to jump on, so.
Oh, Rosemary, do you want to do a broadcast that they should switch partners, and go ahead and type it in, and I'll tell you when to send it.
Switch partners, okay.
Now.
Okay. I know this is just like when we do small groups in person classrooms and you're scared to let them go on their own. You don't know what the conversation, but you still had an eye on them. But,
Yeah.
but with distance, it's a whole different animal here. So we have about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I will speed this up.
No, because this is the only breakout room, I think, right? Then
No, they're supposed to go in again, but we won't do the second breakout.
okay,
We one.
talk through it.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's something in the chat. Am I missing? Oh, Leela, I read that one.
Yeah, I did put that back up. Okay, that's almost, I narrowed this down to 1 minute. I mean to 4 minutes
Okay,
instead of 5 minutes, but I'm not sure I'm giving them enough time. So
but at least they'll have an idea.
yeah, okay, go ahead and tell them that there is just 1 minute left.
Okay, I'll just press the close all rooms.
Okay,
That way it'll give them the
yeah,
60 seconds.
right. We should probably do this as a 4 and just have each one of them share around the circle instead of trying to do a pair share and a pair
Oh, and
share.
then switch. Yeah,
Yeah,
because the
'cause
pair
they
share
would
would be,
switch
because how would you with the,
with kids. Yeah, I think
yes,
it's intended to be with pairs, but I think you could do it that way.
yeah. Okay, they should be coming back now.
Oh,
Are they?
right when you said now.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys have a chance to do pair, each person get a chance to share? No.
See, Kimberly saying yes.
Some people are saying yes, some people are saying
Yes.
no. Okay.
We only got to do the first half.
To
We
do
didn't
the
do the
first half, you didn't get to do the second half. Okay,
didn't.
you know what, Rosemary, our time is getting super short.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yes.
I'm
Time seemed to fly by.
I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I'm so sorry you didn't get a chance to share. The thing I think I might do differently with students, if we're in rooms with 4, I might just have them all share together as a group of 4 rather than trying to partner it up. I think that might help you speed up. And yes, time does fly when we're having fun. Hopefully you got to hear somebody else share, hopefully that maybe solved it similarly to you or differently than you, and you can jot down a couple of words. What we would do now is we'd have an opportunity to switch to a different partner so that we can again think about how we might justify our steps as we're doing our solution. And then we're going to skip this breakout room because we don't have time. We would complete our final response. So you could turn your page over on the back and now solve the problem more effectively. Again, you can still use pictures, you can still use representations, equations, and words. I'd like to show you a couple of students that solved this one so that you can kind of see how they moved. So on the left, you can see this child's response to solve the problem before they shared with other students. And on the right hand side, you can see how their response changed. So for first graders, we actually cut out that last line of the problem, so it's a little more accessible for them. But you can see this student said that Cindy invited only 6 guests to the party and has her drawings to show how she represented it and added 2 plus 4. So she made a big mistake there, didn't she? But in the second one, you can see after talking it through and thinking about it, she's saying that Cindy actually invited 10 guests, let's take a look at a student that did the whole problem with us. And so you have on the left, again, what that student thought. She thought that Cindy had 9 guests in all, and her response on the right was that Cindy actually invited 35 guests to the party. And you can see her representation is much clearer. Her equation really spells out exactly what she did. And she now has a complete sentence about how many guests would have come to that party. So because of our time, I'm just going to quickly show you that we're also going to have an opportunity here in the slides to look at another math language routine called Compare and Connect, which again is another great strategy that you will enjoy using. And it can go starting way down in kindergarten and move all the way up into secondary. And there's a couple of ways we can do that. But I'm going to give Rosemary an opportunity to connect for us a few pieces back to our EL students and some things that they can use as we continue on.
Yes, and Denise, also in distance learning, if you're thinking how are they going to show their writing or their solutions, remember they do have their camera that they can hold up. That's the easiest way, right, to hold up their papers. But also we've been using Jamboard on different presentations. They've been able to collaborate. You can have things already there and they can move things around. A whiteboard app also. So there's different ways that, even though that was in student writing, that you can apply it to distance learning. And then as Denise showed, and we talked about speaking test types last time. So when you get the slides, if you weren't here last time, we talked about speaking test types. And so, and you can see how that applies when we're putting you in collaborative groups, how you're able to speak to someone, right? And giving that opportunity for allowing students to speak again. And then for this one here, we wanted to make sure that, let me see here. The 4 domains we also talked about last time, but how it's assessed in LPAC, because I know that comes up, like how is this going to be benefiting my students if we're backwards mapping and so forth. So Denise took you some of the strategies incorporating writing in math. So we thought, okay, let's focus on the writing domain. So we dropped that sheet for you, the whole sheet in the drive for you. But on the slide here, what we did was took it apart. We wanted to see how it relates to your English learner when they have to take the LPAC in February, right? So taking this sheet, what they'll be expected to do in writing, I can't see on the screen right now, but the purpose is there for you. And the describe the picture is a task type that they'll be doing. And let me see if I can enter this in the chat. So you have this as a resource. And we put just a copy of the 2nd grade one in your drive. Go. So you can access the grade that, oh, there we go. Access the grade that pertains to whichever one you're teaching or the teachers that you're supporting. So again, this is the 2nd where you see writing, describe a picture. It's similar to what they'll see on the LPAC. So within your instruction, you can use that language, like write about what is happening in this picture. Just like there was a dinosaur activity that was going to happen. When it comes to this part of the assessment, you're helping your students understand of what is being asked of them, okay? So again, understanding the what we are asked to do will help us be more successful in how we respond. And over to the right hand is the rubric on how they'll be scored. So if you're wondering what it'll look like, what the highest score is, I didn't want to provide the other scores, but how could they score a 3 on this? And how would they respond? So the examples there for you. And hopefully this will help you think as you plan your lessons on what type of questions you'll intentionally ask your students, especially your English learners, because this will help all students, right? But it's necessary for our English learners to hear these type of questions and apply them and so that they'll be more successful if they understand what's asked of them. And on the next two slides, we have provided this support resource for you. It's integrating the California ELD standards into mathematics teaching and learning. And the first one, it's in your drive as well. And it's just how we can support them in the proficiency level. So emerging, expanding, bridging. If you have students that you're focused on or that need that support and they're at this level, you can go into, I think that I don't have the page number on me, but no, I wrote it somewhere. Let's see. But it is a document you can go through and okay, sorry. I know I wrote it in my notes what page it was so you could go right to it, but it's pretty easy to get into this, and we just wanted to give this to you as a resource to look through. And on the last slide is just a reminder, as we continue facing distance learning and hybrid models, some of you have already seen this in our previous presentations, that remembering all the strategies presented today can be used in synchronous lessons. And this chart by Dr. Krimmel lists the two types of cyber learning, as well as the advantages and disadvantages for ELs. So just remembering that as you plan your instruction. And we started off with the roadmap as well, just looking at yourself, reflecting on things you're doing and what kind of scaffolds you're providing for your students. So again, it benefits all students, but it's definitely necessary for your English learners. Okay. And Denise is going to take us home, right?
Yeah, we just want to have put in a couple of key takeaways for us to think about. We want to make sure that we're providing quality oral interactions for our students. They are more important than ever before because our students have fewer opportunities to speak with each other and to speak academically as mathematicians. So we want to make sure we're adding those in for students. We want to make sure that we're creating lessons that incorporate different timings, different modes of communication, so different ways that they can interact. And we want to make sure that we're providing students with opportunities to contribute to class discussions and engage in deeper learning that will build their mathematical knowledge and build their oral language as well. So we just want to thank you so much for making us a part of your day. We know we're at the very end here, just before we're going to go on a break, a well-deserved break, absolutely. And just for a little bit more information, we have added a slide here at the very end with some links, but that has a number of resources there for you. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact either one of us. We'll be happy to share. All the slides will be in the Drive folder. Yes, we will put those in there, and the resources as well. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, and we will see you back in January.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, Holly, if you're asking if you wanted to sign up for other workshops, yes. Holly, can you tell me where, let's see, Holly, where are you from? Which district?
I'm in Rialto.
You're in Rialto, okay, no problem. So I was just trying to think if there was somebody maybe already connected with you. Are you an EL teacher or a math teacher? Or an elementary teacher?
Actually, I'm a special ed teacher, very new, and I have some ELs, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can.
Yeah, so maybe what we can do is put you on our list and just send you some emails. I know it's kind of hard to get connected in there. You can always go to the SBCSS website, and let me put that on really quickly here, OMS link. And that's actually a great site because you can you can find all kinds of things that are added, not just EL training or not just,
And I put my email as well, just in case.
Thank you.
hang on one
Thank you.
second. Let me go here. Here it is. It's, I'll put it in the chat for you. Come on, chat. There you go. So that's just the link to our calendar for the county. And so it has everything on there that we offer in the county, so that if you're looking for some things for special ed, or you're looking for math or any areas, you can probably find them there. The other piece is maybe your SELPA person might have some other specific things for you as well.
Okay.
If you're interested, yeah.
Thank you so much. That's
You
really
are
helpful.
so
Thank you.
welcome. Yeah.
Holly.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Any other questions? Hey, Melody.
Hi.
Hi.
Good job, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks.
How was your afternoon?
Oh, it was productive. That was like a whole lifetime ago.
No.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. I was trying to get our math website for Holly. But
Oh,
I'm watching on my iPad, so I couldn't get the link in
it's
time.
here, and
I
know it off the top of my head. That would have been a really good one. I'm so sorry I didn't think of that.
If she emails me, I'll send her your link too.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
Because we have a website that just has math, so it's a lot easier to find stuff. Hey, Melanie, I emailed you the other day, I thought, but who knows, to see if you had time to talk about newsletter, because I'm struggling
Sure.
with that.
Sure.
Based on what I was finding was not very good.
Okay. I'm free all morning tomorrow.
Okay.
You want to connect tomorrow?
Yeah, we can connect tomorrow. That's perfect. I have a meeting like right up in front, and then I don't know why somebody's coming in right now, but we'll let them in. And then after that, I'll be available. So sounds good.
All right. Well, enjoy, ladies. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too. Carolyn.
Oh, yes. Layla says hi.
Oh, hi, Layla. Why don't you? I don't see your face.
Oh, hold on. Miss Denise wants to see your face.
Say
Here she
hi.
comes. She poked her head into our other meeting.
Oh, you
But
did.
I think you were
There.
busy.
Aw.
Mhm.
How are
Melanie
you?
too.
Hi,
Goody.
good.
Did you have a good day at school?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, good.
Yeah, she was creating. She did an ornament today.
Oh,
She read a story.
Oh.
okay. Wow.
I feel sorry for this teacher
Oh.
because she's like, she rings the bell.
because she's at home because she has a mouse in her classroom.
Oh, how fun. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not supposed to be there. the
Oh.
mouse.
Oh,
So that's why she's at home.
oh,
Oh.
I gotcha now. Okay.
It was an uninvited guest.
Oh.
Here. Oh no. That's too bad. Oh well. Well, I see there's two more people on here and they've just popped in. Caroline and Norma.
No, actually, let me, hold on, don't admit. Don't admit.
Let her. Okay.
So when that happens, Denise,
Yeah.
and they're not responding, I'll just put them in the waiting room, but you kept admitting them in.
And I keep letting them
I
in.
was like, how are they coming back? I didn't realize you until you just said that. I was like, she's letting them in. I was like, there's a glitch.
Yeah, I'm sure they
somewhere.
just walked away or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened. All right, guys. Hey, you guys have a
All right,
great
Denise.
evening. Okay,
You
bye.
too.
All right.
Thank you,
You
Denise.
too.
everyone. See you
Bye.
later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
Kitty.